Now we have defined the boundary conditions for this problem. After that, we need to create contact between the bodies. So before we touch anything on the software, like we used to do here, let's understand why the contact matters physically. First thing first, when the ball impacts the plate, the solver needs to know what happens when two surfaces try to occupy the same space. And without the contact definition, the ball will simply pass through the plate. The solver has no law to enforce the physical constraint, and hence the contact algorithm enforces interpenetrability and transmits the contact between bodies. Now, to create the contact, I will go to FEM, Model and Path, Keyword Manager. Now, there's two ways to look for the contact. If you are inside the keyword edit and you can't find anything, let's say you don't see any contact here, one thing I used to do is I'll first of all come here. If I found out that it's a little bit messy like this, I'll click on collapse all. But if I finish collapsing all and let's say, and I don't find the contact section here, one thing I'll either click is I'll click on the all. When I click on all, what happens is that there's a difference between the model and the all. Here is all. When you click on the model, it shows keywords that are present only inside the model, you see. And since we haven't defined any contact here, it's but normal to not see it here, you see. But when you go to all the keywords, it shows all the keywords that are available on LS-PrePost, LS-DYNA, call it what you want. Now, here I see it's a little bit messy, so I'll collapse all. When I finish collapsing all, I will go to contact. Okay. Now, in LS-DYNA, there are many contact types for different physical situations. And for this problem, we are going to use the simplest and the most robust, which is the automatic surface-to-surface. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, the automatic surface-to-surface contact between. In fact, we are using it because we have a contact between two surfaces, and the keyword will handle the contact detection automatically for both sides. You see. So I'll click on automatic surface to surface, and let's say I'll double click here, and then I'll click on, that's it, and I'll click on add. You see, and in the title field, let's say I'll add it, and in the title field I'll go to and I'll write plate ball contact. Perfect. Okay. Now we are done. Now here is what we call the contact definition. You see, that is the input form. You see, and you have different parameters like the slave segment ID, the master segment ID, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just click here. Just click here, or let me just come near it. SSID is called the slave segment set ID, you see, and now MSID is called the master segment set ID. Now there's the SS type and the MS type. Here the SS type is the how can I call it? If you want to know anything about it, you just come and click. And here is the slave segment or node set type. You see, okay. And then the master, the MS type is the master segment type. So that's it. Now for the slave segment, let's first of all even start with the slave segment type. And now from here, when you click on the slave segment type, what happens is that we have equal to 0 for segment set ID for surface to surface contact. We're having a surface to surface contact, but here shell element set ID for surface to surface contact, that is equals to 2. That's equals to 1, equals to 2 for part segment ID, part set ID, and now equals to 3 for part ID. Now, one thing you need to know is that since we are referencing part IDs, we select 3 for both the SS type and the MS type. That's the most important thing you need to understand since we are working with part ID. And let's now select 3. Yeah, 3. Now, for the slave segment ID, we know that if you are going through the general rules, the ball is the master body since it is the impactor, is the moving body. Now, the plate is the slave body since it is fixed and is the receiving body. So there's a moving body and there's a receiving body. The moving body is the master body and the receiving body is the slave body. So let's define our slave body. Let me click on it and I'll say the slave body will be the plate, and now the master body will be the ball. And we are done. Now we have everything good. Now this X box, meaning include only slave node segment within the specific box. We don't need that for now, so we are going to check it later on. But now for the that's perfect. We are done with the master segment IG and the slave segment IG. All of the rest of the configuration, we don't need them for now. We are going to check it maybe in another episode where we'll be maybe identifying something that is a little bit tougher, that will require us to use this input. But for now, we are just going to accept and done. So we are good. That's the ball plate contact. That's the first one. Okay. Now, that's even our definite contact for this simulation. I'm used to saying this is a pretty simple simulation, or let's say an analysis is pretty simple analysis because it's just a ball and a plate. That's why we have one contact. But if you are dealing with multi-body parts, what you discover is that they can have so many different contacts that you need to define them. And now the critical point of interpretation here is that if the contact is set incorrectly, here we have set our contact correctly, and we are going to check it later on. We see if it was correctly placed or not. But one thing you need to understand, let me just give you some of the traps here. See, if the contact is set incorrectly, that is, you have a wrong segment type, you have a missing part assignment, or a surface not overlapping at time 0, and you will understand what I'm talking about time 0 a little bit later. What will happen in LS-DYNA is that it will basically allow the penetration. Let's say you want it to, if we want to see what will happen when the ball will impact the plate. But if your contact was not well assigned, what will happen is that the ball passes through the plate, and that's one physics, right? And another thing you will discover is that it will immediately diverge at t equals to 0 due to initial penetration, and we are going to see it later, and we are going to see it when we will be analyzing the result, and I'll show you, because also you can also have the 0 contact force in the output. So this is how you know that the contact failed, you see. So you always need to check the energy balance. If internal energy rises but the contact force is still 0, and you are going to see it in the result, you see, then you will just know that your contact isn't engaging, you see. Now, after that, we need to create the section property. So we are good. Let's go to the section property now.